Welcome to video 2. In this video, we will change the get start button to make a form where we're going to put some information. We're going to develop a machine learning model and deploy it here in PythonAnywhere. It's supposed that you have done the video 1 and you already have a website running with the grayscale start bootstrap template. If not, watch the video 1 first, please. Now, to create the machine learning Python code, we're gonna use chatbot. We're gonna use LLM. So pick the LLM of your choice. I'm gonna use Gemini, but you can use any other ChatGPT, OpenAI, or Copilot, Claude, or whatever you want. And then come to my GitHub, github.com/ManuelGadi. You go to repositories, and you can find their technology. If you don't see at the top, you can search for it and then click on technology. There is the prompt, 01 AI prompt for machine learning model here, and you just copy the prompt. So this prompt will generate, it's explaining how you can generate the code. So did I copy the whole thing? Yep. Create a Python code for a logistic regression, blah, blah, blah. So you run the code, you will generate the Python code. Now, it generates the Python code, so you need to come here with this Python code here and copy the Python code. So what do you do next? Go back to PythonAnywhere and run the Python code right here. So to avoid any problem, please click on consoles and make sure that you don't have any consoles open. If you have, kill them. Press the X and kill them so that you have no consoles open. You go back to here, Files, My Site, and right in here, where you see here, we're gonna create the fintech.py file. Because we're calling everything fintech, so inside my site, make sure you inside my site, you can see Flask up here, you create the file. Paste the whole code created by ChatGPT or OpenAI or whatever, or Copilot or Claude, or the LLM of your choice. Paste it here. Save this file, and now we are going to run the file. This is a script, so it's not a website, so it runs once and finishes. So this is the difference. We don't reload in this case, we actually run this file. This file is going to run, create some random data for you, create a model, and as you can see, it's going to export the fintech.xls and also a fintech.joblib. The fintech.joblib is your actual model, and the fintech.xls is the data that is being generated. Before we leave here, let's make sure we close the consoles. We don't want consoles to be left open, so we say exit, open and close parentheses, and close. So we have the file complete, all the consoles closed again. And then we can go out. So we can click on the drop-down button here. We can say Files, and inside Files we go My Site, and we should see three things now. Fintech.joblib, fintech.py is the one that we just created, was created in the LLM, and the Excel. You don't need to do what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna download the Excel just to show you what the data looks like. So I can open the file right here, fintech.py, the Excel. Enable editing. Gonna select the columns here, make it wider. Time on book, that's how many months the guy has as customer, total paid in the last 12 months, total debt in arrears, and also pay or not pay. 1 pay, 0 not pay. So this is the model that we just generated. So this is what we have as data. And with this data, Python inside PythonAnywhere already helped us creating the model. So the model is right here. Now we need to apply this model to a new data. So for that, I need to do one thing first. We need to tell PythonAnywhere that my files are in the same level as my site. How do I do that? I go to web. So you go to web and make sure that both your source code and your working directories are in the same place. So here I'm gonna go and select everything, copy and paste it down here. Don't type what you see here because this should be home, your user, my site. So make sure you put in your user here, not Team C. Team C is my user in this demonstration. So checking, and then it's being applied. So now we're ready to go for the next part where we go to our Flask app and we load the model. So we click on files, we go to my site, we go to flaskapp.py, and we are going to load the model and apply the model right here. The code I'm going to put here will be available to you in my GitHub in a minute, but I'm gonna build it up here. So first, we need to import joblib. So we import the joblib dump, and now we're gonna load the model here, and then we load the model with model load fintech.joblib. It doesn't matter if you put double quotations or single quotation. Here, Python works the same way. And then we are going to get the data for the model from the website. So we need request. Next, we're going to use pandas to create a data frame so that the model can be applied. The sklearn model can be applied to this data frame. We're going to turn the data we receive from the website. Then we're going to create another route. So instead of the index route, we're going to create the fintech route. So fintech, calculating the model and taking decision. Next, we are going to get the data from the website. So if you remember from the Excel, we had the variable time on books written all small letters and with the underscore separating the names there. So I'm putting times on book, request from times on book, total paid last 12 months, total debt in arrears. We don't need the final variable that is pay or not pay because now we don't have that variable. We're getting from a new customer that we have the time on book, the total paid, and the total debt in arrears, but we don't have the probability of pay or not pay. So we're going to calculate that probability. So that's the whole point of applying a model here. We're going to calculate that probability. So how do we do that? First, we transform this data here into a data frame because sklearn needs that in a data frame format. And then we say model. Remember, we loaded model right here. We make a prediction passing dx. We simply pass the data that we created, receiving from the website. And then next, we apply a rule here. My rule is probability of paying greater than 70%, you get approved. You get the money. Probability higher than that, lower than that, you're going to be rejected. But I don't tell the customer that what's the probability in this case. So we save this file and we're going to reload it. And now, how do I invoke this thing right here? Well, we go to the website here and then we say your user.pythonanywhere, we put /fintech, and then we pass the parameters with the question mark, times on book. In my case, I'm putting equal to 29, ampersand, total paid last month, the whole variable here with the name, 12,000, total, and then another variable, ampersand again, and the third variable, total debt in arrears, equal to 23,000. If I hit yes, if I hit enter here, it calculates and say that my probability is very low. So what is not very clever is that I enter all the probabilities all the data that I'm entering right here as in get. what is clever is that I enter this information as a form in the HTML. So this is what we're going to do right here, right now. So how do we change this to be a form? Well, it's not in here, but it is inside my site. We go back to the backend, we go to templates, and we change it right here in the index.html. So right, I'm going to change this button here, and this button will become this little code here. What does this code do? It is a fintech, the action, the slash is in here, the method is get, and then I have the three variables: time on books, total pay 12 last 12 months, total debt in arrears, and I have a placeholder that explains what to enter in each case. And then I have the button. The button is a submit button now, and it says request loan. So if I save this and reload it, so I reload the backend, I can go back to the team C here in my user, to the front end, and what I will get is this website now, where I have the the variables. So I can put 29 as I entered before, 12, let's say 12,000, and then 23,000, and I say request loan. I don't enter the values right here, but this request is created to me by the form automatically. So you'll see there. And now just a last thing, just to make it this, your probability of default repayment is low, so your credit has been rejected. It's a bit ugly if we just deliver a text like this. So we're gonna do this, the little text in HTML, to make it the whole thing pretty. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back here to the backend, or to the response. And what we'll do is we're going to say something for Flask. We're going to say Flask. We're going to pass the message with the response, and if the message exists, say the message. If else, what we do is we present the form. So we save this, but this doesn't work just yet because this is the HTML. So we need to go back to my site here, and in Flask we need to say, instead of this, we're gonna say this is the message, and this is one message, this is another message, and then we return the same as the previous right here. So what we do is we call the index.html again at the very end here, and we say message equals to message. And now we're ready to go. So we can reload. We go back here. We put the values. We refresh the page, put the values again, request a loan, and we're getting a message, just that the message is in a weird color. I will actually put here the message not as a P, but the message as a H3. I put it as a H3 here, and so that it will look nicer as we test it. And here we go. Your probability of repaying is low, so your credit has been rejected. Another thing we should do is, well, here is Revolut loan request form, and this will make this not say grayscale or anything. It will say loan request form. So this is all we have for this. We now have a website running with a machine learning model developed there and deployed all together. So guys, go and make your site up and running.